You got me?
Can
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Welcome, John Hopoate, to the 7th episode of the lockdown. Mate, as we just chat before we press record, how you doing? Everything's good?
Good, mate. Good. Just a house full of bloody kids. No one's at school. Heaps of shopping. I got to do heaps of shopping. I got to buy heaps of toilet paper because there's 14 asses in my house that needs to be wiped. So I'm up toilet paper all the time.
14 Tongan bums to wipe. That's extra. You need 50 fucking pieces there. Hey, what happens when you go to the... you've already got a mad reputation out your way. So you walk into a Woolworths. I don't know IGAs. I heard you're barred from all the IGAs. You walk into a Woolworths and you get to the counter and you've got about 100 rolls of toilet paper. Does everyone know that Hoppa's got 14 asses to wipe? Or they just go, sorry, mate, we can only give you one at a time?
Yeah, well, they do. They say, sorry, mate, you got to... you can only take one at a time. And I try to explain, I got 14 asses, and that's like 50 toilet rolls goes in like 3 days. There's 14 asses going to be wiped every day, so but they don't care. They don't care. You got to go by the rules.
So like you said, you got 14 people in the house. You got 12 kids, yeah? So
11.
11 kids. Who's the 14th then?
My granddaughter, she's there.
Oh, your granddaughter's there too.
Days, yeah.
Oh, beautiful. Oh, so that's right. That's Jamil's daughter, eh?
Jamil's daughter, yeah.
Yeah. So his missus is with you guys.
Yeah, just a daughter, yeah.
He's going awesome, huh? Good. He made his debut. Well done.
Oh, yeah, finally. He went the wrong way about it. He was meant to debut back in 2015. Got locked up. Come back and Manly wanted to use him in 2016, and the NRL said no. Had to do a year of probation. Then he was going to be number 14 in 2017 for Manly. He got in trouble. He did something with a couple of other high-profile players. I won't say on camera, but he got made the scapegoat. So he's gone a long way around. He finally got his chance, so we're happy.
Well, Jamil's a good kid, man. I've talked to him a fair few occasions. I've known him as your child when you was growing up, obviously. I've known you since, 07, 08, I'm pretty sure. And as a baby. But I've spoken to him a few times after he got out of jail and when he got in a bit of trouble. And, mate, he's actually got a good head on his shoulders. I was ecstatic to see him play or make his debut for the Broncos. Second row, with probably one of the best forward packs anyone's ever seen, the most mobile, powerful. Jamil looks like a little midget there, but he holds his own, doesn't he? He does really well.
Yeah, well, he's probably the most skillful out of all my boys. But we're just happy he got a chance. I didn't think he'll get an opportunity until maybe Origin time around May, June. And we were just over the moon that he got the opportunity. It meant more to us with his debut than when Will made his debut, only because Will's always been a good kid, and what Jamil was been through, going to jail and stuff, and to finally get his opportunity, that meant more to us than when Will made his debut.
Yeah. No, it's a mate. Good on him. It's huge. Like, great story, because going to jail, coming out, getting in a bit of shit again. But again, it's very easy to slip into that crack once you've got that name, and we'll talk about this with you. You're tainted with a certain brush. Everyone seems to just fucking think the worst of you, no matter what happens. You fart and you're a prick. You paint something the wrong way and you're a prick. You stick your finger up someone's ass and you're an asshole. But that's what kind of happens at times, and I think Jamil fell into that trap. He's a fucking cracker kid, great kid, and I guarantee he's going to do much better than coming off the bench. He's going to be a starter very soon, and he's going to be hot property, I guarantee.
Well, hopefully, mate. And that pack up there they got in the Broncos, they're all young. Jamil's like one of the oldest ones there. He's 24, 25, and the rest are 21, 20. They're all kids. But yeah, he's got a great young pack. And hopefully he gets up. But we're just happy he's playing first grade and not being in jail.
Mate, you talk about the other kids. So everyone knows Will. Will's had a great career. He's still doing really well. Holding the fort now at Bulldogs. Like, mate, poor old Bulldogs. They got awful roster. There's not much else they can do, but your son's still playing awesome footy. And that means a lot when you're a good player in a team that's going so bad. But Albert, I know Albert. I've been watching Albert for a couple of years now. When's he back from his ACL?
When he was meant to be back in 2 weeks.
He's back in 2 weeks.
Yeah, he should be back in 2 weeks. But because of his stoppage, it sort of helps him out a bit. But at the same time, he'd rather be playing than not playing.
You said that you're the happiest about Albert, or Jamil's actually the most talented. Fuck, for anyone that hasn't watched your son Albert play, he's one of the most dominating players I've ever seen on the rugby field, let alone the league field. At Rugby Sevens, mate, this kid was a freak. He had him. You had Tolu Koala, and what was the other kid's name? What's his name? The winger plays the Souths.
I can't think of his name, but I know you're talking about.
Mate, them three were like they're 21-year-olds playing under 15s. You know, Albert was mate. He's a freak. He's played for Australia in the Aussie Sevens youth. I'm presuming Manly's all over him. And look, mate, money talks, bullshit walks, and that's the way it works. No club or no organisation has loyalty to their players. It's all about the business. So I presume you'll go where the money is, and the money will be in rugby league.
Yeah.
But Albert is very hot property. I'm very close to sources at Rugby Australia, and I know that they'll love Albert there. But good chance he stay in league. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's a good chance he will stay in league. But you know, I would have liked Albert to follow rugby, only because I can have someone else playing in another code, which will be good for us. But I think he loves his league too much, and you know, there's a few clubs that are after him. But you know, he's still a kid. Got a long way to go, and just hopefully he can. He's had 2 ACL injuries the last 2 years, which has held him back a bit. And talking to Des he would have debuted last year if he never got injured. But you know, just fingers crossed, touch wood. He doesn't get another injury, he gets to play.
Well, look, my favourite out of the whole lot of your kids, the one that's going to kill it out of all of them, Bunny, is going to be the animal. She's going to be the beast. We just got to get it running more laps. She doesn't run enough laps. A bit lazy like her old man. All right, but she's going to be the beast. So everyone watch out for Bunny. She's going to be the freak, mate. She'll be I'm sure Dad's going to push it towards league, but I'll get her the union. Don't worry about that. There's less money involved with this.
Yeah, well, I support her whichever way she wants to go. Rugby, but just don't waste my time.
Don't waste time.
All my boys are the same. If I go to watch you play, don't waste my time, because I've got 6 other boys I could go watch. If you're wasting my time, if you get a whistle, if they're playing, you get they know they're getting a backhand in the car. Don't even hang around and shake anyone's hands or go into the change rooms and talk to the coach. You're coming to my change room. You're getting a backhand for wasting my time. Come and watch you. We're not going to be watching 6 of the other boys play. So all my kids are the same. Don't waste my time. I'm not saying you have to score 6, 7 tries every game, but just get involved. Don't stand there and just brave yourself, because you'll get a backhand for wasting my time.
All of your kids, from what I've seen, the ones I know, are fucking all out there and they're all great. So don't worry about that. I don't think you'll have a problem with that. It's more the father being disciplined on the sidelines that worries me. So, all right, so talking about discipline, we'll talk about your career briefly here, right? So you played about 200 games, right?
Yep.
You're suspended for maybe 200 games, is that right?
I was suspended for 2 years worth of football.
2 years, so 50 fucking games. So I had Brains on this a couple of weeks ago, last week.
Yeah.
And he said he used to hold the record, and you texted him once and said, "Hey, I got you, cunt. I'm ahead. I've got the record now." So you've done 50 or 60 weeks of suspension. Is that correct?
Well, the NRL gave me, I think it's 45 all up.
Yeah.
And Manly gave me 20 in-house.
In-house.
Just in-house.
Can we ask why? Or are those in-house ones the one that never goes to paper?
Yeah, a couple of them didn't go to paper, and just not turning up to training, or turning up to training drunk, or turning up to training 3 days later than I was supposed to be.
It's Tongan time, bro. You can do that. It's all right.
So yeah, Manly give me 20 in-house suspensions.
Well, there's a lot of suspensions. You wouldn't even know where to start, right? There's a couple that really stand out. Obviously, your biggest one is the doctor's salute. the one you're famous for, right? So, mate, we've read it. We all know about it. Explain why. Yeah, I know why. Because I've got a lot of friends your age that played football in that era. I know why, and I think it's fucking taken way out of context. But can you explain why? What you were doing? What were you thinking? Sticking your fucking finger up your ass. Obviously, you didn't penetrate right up their fucking ass and give them an anal probe. What were you thinking? What was the goal? What was the reason for it?
Well, the truth is, when you're playing footy, someone just goes near your ass. You don't even worry about making meters, trying to push anyone off. The first thing you do is drop to the ground because you want to cover your ass.
Yeah.
So that's what I was doing. It was more just to slowing them down. Guys did not try to play the ball quick. All they were doing was trying to cover their ass and hit the deck, which was funny to us. But the world didn't find it funny. We thought it funny. It was funny to the Tigers. Where our video sessions was like a comedy session, watching me do it. But the world didn't think so, and I got hammered with it and got 12 weeks. But saying that, I took the game global. People in around the world, and my sister was in America, and she come home and she looked at her husband and said, "Oh, so I heard someone got suspended in Australia for rugby league guy for the finger." And she said the husband just started shaking his head and said, "It's him. It's your brother." And so the NRL should have gave me. They should have paid me because I took the game global. People in India there knew what rugby league is because of me. They gave me 12 weeks. They should have paid me.
ESPN top 10 you made, I heard. Is that right?
Top 10.
But so you've had the 12 weeks for that. Look, I've been told it was very common practice. Like you said, it was more psychological than it was physical. Mate, I read it. Obviously, I do a bit of research before I come on this with you, and I'm going through old articles. And some fucking spastic has put sexually assaulted, and it's like, mate, it's so far blown out of context. And this is the whole point of this show. You don't like it? Fuck off. Don't want to listen to it? Sweet.
100%.
It's this political correctness bullshit. If you pull someone's pants down, what you said, they'll say, "Oh fuck, my ass is hanging out. I'll try to cover my ass," and they go straight down. It's exactly the fucking same shit. You didn't stick your finger in their fucking bumhole. All right, so that's obvious. And the way they've taken this out of context is bullshit. My context is bullshit. You're enjoying it right now. It's made you famous. So, mate.
I got hammered for it. But now I go places and make a joke about it. And everyone laughs about it.
Yeah, and that's what it is.
At the time, I was a villain. They're telling me I should be locked up.
Well, we talked about tainted brushes, right? So when you become a villain, you kind of stay a villain. It's very hard to lose that that name or what people see you as. You're the villain. You are the villain. That's just the way it is. But what people don't know is on the personal aspect, you're far from it. You've done a lot of good things for your community. You're a very good father. No matter how much fucking trouble you get in, it's always for the right reasons. All right? Like, you get in trouble at the supermarket, you're there buying food for your kids. You're not going there to fucking steal something. You always do the right things. But, mate, one of the other real controversial suspensions was the Keith Galloway hit, right? So Keith's a mate of mine. It's never really come up. No one really talks about it, but it was a big fucking smack. Now, it was just carelessness, like, I presume, right? Is that correct?
Yeah.
I don't think it's intent. Like, I don't think no one goes out there to fucking actually break someone's fucking cheekbone and shit like that.
No. I've been suspended a couple of times before that, and I was on some Manly giving me a last warning sort of thing. Any more suspensions, you're gone. So I've done a few during the year of them kind of tackles, in which, it was his normal shoulder charge. I flew in the air, hit him. But the Keith Galloway one, I just went a little bit high and accidentally got him in the chin. And I got 18 weeks for it. I remember Terry Hill, the set before, shot out of the line and did the same thing. And he come back holding his shoulder, saying, "Man, he's a big bastard. He's hard to tackle." I said, "Next set, cover me." So I come in off the wing and I shot out. And I told you to cover me. That's the last time I played NRL.
Last time you played NRL. What was the last game you played? Because you got obviously dropped from Manly after that too. Mate, you had a crack at boxing. Why boxing? Why you always had a bit of ticker. What year was the fucking Origin? Yeah, you played one Origin, didn't you?
Yeah.
What year was that? Yeah,
95.
massive fucking sting. 95. Jesus Christ, that was a long time ago.
95. I was never to tour again after that Origin. We went out during the week and we went home by 12 after the boat cruise. And at 12 o'clock, I'm not going back home at 12. So I went down the road.
Yeah.
I went down the road. I was having a few beers on the road. Came back and fell asleep. I was roommate with Paul McGregor.
Yeah.
And I come back and said I had a 6-pack or 12-pack, and I fell asleep in front of Gus's bedroom. And Gus woke up because I was probably snoring, and rang Paul McGregor. Rang Paul McGregor and said, "Can you come get your roommate back to his room?" I was out in front of his room, like out with beers all around me, and I think that was the last time. Never tour again.
Oh no, but you not to tour again with New South Wales, but you toured with Australia at the World Cup, correct?
Yep.
Mate, I've got some mail from that trip. You were roommates with Robbie O'Davis, yeah?
Yes. Good bloke.
Tell us about. Oh, he seems like a cracker bloke. He's got some good stories. No stories I can't talk about here, but karaoke. What he said that you had some infatuation with karaoke.
Oh, I actually think I'll go all right on the mic.
Oh yeah, we all do.
And after about 10 drinks, I'm unstoppable. I was pushing people off the stage so I could just stay up there and sing. And that's the whole story behind it. I loved the mic. I thought I was good. I was better than Robbie anyway. And yeah, I was palming people off.
Was it Asian karaoke?
Sorry?
Was it an Asian karaoke or just like karaoke bar?
That was a karaoke bar.
But all Asians? Nah.
There was a few Asians in there.
Oh, they would have loved you.
Yeah, I actually went all right because I could actually speak English. That's also good.
What about the car? He was asking about the car.
Oh, I can't remember that car. He texted me. I can't remember about the car, but I know I can tell you a story that we played South Africa. I hadn't been home. I got home for the bus to go to the game.
Yeah.
I was still drunk. If you watch the game highlights, my shorts is on back. It's on backwards. I scored 4 tries. I was I was still wasted. And people dream to play for Australia. Here I am playing drunk. And that was the last time. That was the last time
2 tests, yeah, for Australia. You played 2 tests.
Yeah, 2.
Yeah, fucking unbelievable. You didn't play more, to be honest. Who was the coach? Bozo. Bozo was the coach.
Yeah. So
and Jimmy was in the team, wasn't he?
Yeah, Jimmy was the team. And I got punted after that because that night we went out, the players that were meant to be playing were meant to stay back at the hotel, and the ones that weren't playing were allowed to go out. And so I wanted to go out, and I had been drinking. And Bob Carr, the manager, comes and said, "Hop, where you going?" I said, "What?" He goes, "You can't go out. You're playing tomorrow." I said, "Shut up, idiot." No, I went out with the boys in it. And Bozo pulled me aside after the game and said, "Mate, don't have to do it because we're going to have to brush you because you can't be doing that. You were given the rules and you broke it." So
looking back now, right? So that's your mentality. That's the way you were. Now you imagine your kids. Now, and your kids, mate. Let's be honest, right here. They're the total opposite of that. But imagine they were like that right now. What would you? Bar the slapping in the car. What would you do to control that? Like, Daddy's done the same shit.
Yeah.
How do you control that if they tend to go the wrong way?
Well, a couple of backhands and a couple of left hooks always work.
Fuck, your boys are big as you these days. They'll give you a fucking uppercut back.
That's why, yeah. boxing, I do jiu-jitsu, I do everything. So,
It's just in
I always got
case.
to be on top of my game because these guys are getting older. You never know. Yeah, Jamil's the same. Jamil got bashed a few times, but I couldn't keep bashing him. He's over 20. He's nearly 25.
So you stopped last week, did you? When was the last time you beat him up? Last week.
He hasn't been touched up. He got touched. Last time he got touched up before he went to jail. So he's been good ever since.
That's good. All right, so you go on the boxing. Is anyone in your family box?
No.
Why box? Was it a paycheck?
My mum's brother, he boxed in America, but I took it because I just did it because I had a name. I didn't want to work. I didn't want to work a 9-to-5 job. Yeah. And people were sponsoring me to train and fight. So that's the only reason I did it. It was an easy way for me, only because I had a name, to make money and not having to work 9-to-5. And that's why I took it up. And I was lucky enough to win the Australian title. I fluked that. Fought Big Bob Miller.
Oh, fuck, I fluked my ass. It was a great fight. Well, the first fight was awesome fight. Awesome. One of the best fights in Australian heavyweight history for sure. The second fight was on my show, and that was at Canberra. And you won that very convincingly. Both fights you won convincingly, in my opinion.
If Bob sat back and boxed, he would have boxed my head off. But the only way I could have beat Bob was to fight dirty, and that's the only thing I know how to do. I got suspended 45 weeks of being a dirty bastard in the field.
Yeah.
So I was headbutting Bob. I was trying to break his elbow, and I was fighting dirty because that's the only way I could beat him.
Oh, mate, you had Bob. You had Bob at the right time too. Look, let's be honest. Bob was one of the greatest heavyweights we've ever seen in this country.
100%.
He was on the way down. You were ox strong. You were fucking strong as at that point. You actually had as a boxer, if I retired with your record, I'd be very happy with my achievements. You won your first 7 fights, and you done it pretty convincingly. Knocked out a couple of people. You fought Brian Fitzgerald. You lost on a split decision. Yeah. I've sparred Brian about 60, 70 times, right? He's a slow fucking bugger. But he's the toughest prick I'd ever... You could beat him all day if you wanted. And what people don't understand is Brian was homeless at one point. I think he was homeless when he fought you. And he would come to my gym and have a shower there. And, mate, the guy, he was living out of a car. If he was given the proper attributes to train properly and the right access to the right gyms, and mate, he could have been. He was a good fucking fighter. He wasn't shit.
He was a good fighter. He was tough. People looked at him and thought, "There's nothing with his bloke," but he's a tough bastard to go with it. But as you said, if he had the proper training and the right people behind him, could have been anything.
Yeah, he's a great fighter, mate. So I was surprised you did lose to him. I remember when that happened. But, again, Brian's got that in him. He's a real shifty. And you got him back in the end. You fought him again. You beat him. You went out and fought Ben Edwards.
Yep.
And one of the viewer questions is, what do you remember of that fight? Because, you come there with so much hype, and Ben was just this fat white boy. I've done a lot of work with Ben. He's one of the most devastating punchers I've ever met. I went to the K1 with him in South Korea, and we did some work with him for the Australian heavyweight title when he fought Kirby the first time we got the draw. What was going through your head when you fought this kid? Like, did you know much about him, or did you care?
I didn't really care, to tell the truth. I didn't care who I fought. It was more like how much I'm getting paid. Because I had heaps of kids to worry about. That's what I was in this game for. But I didn't really care about Ben. But he had hard punches. I nearly stopped him in that first or second round. And then after I stunned him, he actually got me the very next punch. 2 punches later, he knocked me out. Mm. So his punches were devastating. They were hard, and he stopped me in that fight.
He's a fucking banger. Oh, he's got a great bloke, best kid. He's a really good kid. Still, he's a great fighter. He's still going hard. Sorry, 2 secs. Yeah, so I wasn't surprised when I saw the result because he can punch, and heavyweight division, you can mate, you can do whatever you like. And it doesn't matter how strong you are, how good your chin is. If you get caught, you get caught. And that's the fucking way it is. Heavyweights are different.
It doesn't have to be hard. If you get hit on the spot, it's good.
Yeah.
Right. And heavyweights,
you went on to fight.
Going sleep.
You went on to fight Oliver McCall. You won the Australian title. And then you went to fight Oliver McCall. Oliver McCall, for people that don't know, was once a very, very good fighter. He actually stopped Lennox Lewis. I'm pretty sure Lennox only had 2 losses. Oliver was one of them. So he's an ex-WBC world champion. You went over to Vegas or LA? Vegas. Vegas, you fought him there.
Yep.
Mate, you went 4 rounds? 5 rounds?
No, it went 2 rounds.
2 rounds.
I stunned him a couple times in his
first round was fucking awesome.
Yeah. And then, but he was he was ring smart. Just little movement, like little holds he'll do to me and grab my elbow and move me this way or did this, just sort of put me off. But that wasn't, there was no excuse for the loss. He just got me with a good uppercut. Very nice and close. He just hit me with an uppercut and that was the end of it. It was all over. But I was very confident I beat this guy. And I knew who he'd fought and, he'd been a world champion. But, he was on his way out and I thought, I was really confident I'd beat him, and I think that was my downfall, being too confident, and he got me with a good uppercut, and that was the end of it.
Bro, we talk about a fair bit on this show about momentum, so you did have a bit of momentum going on. You did beat a dominant heavyweight twice. There was someone in between, I can't remember who it was, but it was a pretty good win as well. Oh, it was my show, Cliff Kouser. You beat the Mike Tyson replica.
Yeah.
Remember that guy that looked like Mike Tyson? You fought him at Manly. You beat him pretty easy. I'm pretty sure you stopped him, was it?
Yeah, I stopped him in the 2nd or 3rd round.
Yeah, and that was actually the same night that who debuted that night?
What's his name? The champion. The last guy I fought, I'm blank. I fought him in November.
Oh yeah. Oh jeez, I was trying to.
What's his name?
I had this down. Why didn't I fucking write it?
Lucas Brown.
Lucas. We fought Lucas. I got someone debuted. I didn't put whose name. Lucas Brown's first fight. I remember the fight. You were in the back rooms. Yeah, and you fought that big Jason. Remember Jason?
Big Jason.
Jason Kia. Mate, he was about 6'10", muscled up. And you had Lucas was about 6'5", muscled up to the shithouse. Didn't throw a punch both of them in the first round. Yeah. People started booing, so Lucas just froze his big right hand and fucking ices him. Yeah, it was actually a good night. But yeah, so you've beaten a couple of guys, as you should. You should be believing that you're good enough to go to that next level. Oliver was very old. Would have been a great win if he got there. You've actually, last couple of fights, you fought obviously Gal and you fought Lucas. You had Lucas hurt too. I saw in the first round of your fight.
Yeah,
mate.
I was one punch away.
Yeah, you had him hurt, and that's again, it's heavyweights. That's what happens. And, mate, you fought Gal, who's fucking workhorse. So I was at the fight, and, he's not the most technical fighter in the world, but Jesus Christ, he's got the biggest heart you've ever seen.
Yeah, 100%. He doesn't stop working. He's a tough bastard, Gal. I was really confident I'll win that fight, and he got me with a straight right, and just that was the end of it.
Yeah.
As I said, it's heavyweights. And I was really confident I'll beat Gal. The way we trained for that fight, I was that confident. But going into the ring and just like playing footy, some nights you train good all week and you go in the game and you have a shocker. And that's everything that we trained for the Gal fight. I did none of it.
Yeah.
But not taking away from Gal's win. He's got me. And
yeah.
He beat me.
Mate, he's a good fighter. He's like, for a footy player turned boxer, he's a very good fighter. His engine probably his best asset, but it's an asset that fucking works for him. And he just does not quit. I saw him get dropped in his first fight against Herman on the Garth Wood, Daniel Gill fight. And I saw him get dropped right in front of me. I walked off, go, fuck, another footy fighter. Fucking awful. Mate, I walk out to the change rooms, come back, and there he is stopping Herman. So I'm going, mate, how do you do that? Like, other footy players would have just played dead and just said, fuck it. He got put on his ass. He got back to his feet and fucking stopped him. He's got some massive ticker. I got massive respect for Paul.
Yeah,
you've given up the boxing, hopefully now, right? Are we correct there?
Yeah, unless the money is good. Like I fought Lucas Brown on 4 days' notice, and if I can still get paid good because I've got a name, I'm still going to fight until they stop paying me. Then I want to keep fighting until
Well,
they do.
let's talk about pay here now, and not about what you make, but something you've helped create, right? Yourself, Christian, and there's a couple other people. Like, I wouldn't know who else is in your crew, to be honest. But mate, you've created one of the greatest stories in Australian sporting history. If not, if you're a world sports lover, what you guys have done, there's not much that compares to it. I'm very surprised your ESPNs and your world sports and stuff have not got on top of this. You've got these band of boys. So you got these lads, from, like your Jason Tamalolos and your Adam Fanor Blakes, and mate, these your son himself, so Will's there, and you've gone, show your allegiance. Don't worry about your money. Show your allegiance to your country of your origin. Now, we all love Australia, right? If I go anywhere in the world, I'm an Australian. That's the way it is. I'm an Australian.
100%.
But you cut my wrists, I get some blood. I'm the blood of a Turk. Yeah. That's what our ethnicity is. We can't forget our cultural identity, right?
100%.
What you've done is, number one, applaudable. It's fucking awesome. It's what should be done all the time. Then to go out and, mate, World Cup was you guys made the World Cup single-handedly. But now I would rather watch Tonga play than Australia play right now, because I know you're going to bring the fucking game and turn it on. Now, what do you get? The fact that you've got people like myself and probably 80% of the rugby league community behind you, financially, is Australian Rugby League or World Rugby League, and let's be honest, it's Australian Rugby League, because 90% of the rugby league is through our country here.
Yep.
Are they supporting you financially? Are these boys getting some fucking money or what?
No. So we have to raise our own. We have to get our own sponsorship, which I have done. All our campaigns, most of the sponsorships have come from me, only because people know me, and I'm lucky enough that they jump in and support us. So they get $2,500 from our sponsors, and then our Tongan government put $2,500, so they get $5,000.
What would they get if they played for Australia or New Zealand?
20 to 30 grand.
Yeah, these guys are beating the Australian team, beating New Zealand twice. Yeah. They've beaten England. Are you guys rated number 1 in the world?
No, we're still rated number 4, because it goes on winning percentage, and them other teams will play a lot more than us, and as they should be still on top of us. But if we get a couple more wins, 100% we should be up there. Like we beat Great Britain and Australia last year, and that's massive. Not only just massive for our country, but it's just massive for the game. Even though there's a lot of Australians, they're true blue Australians, but they were hoping that we won, because it just to make the game interesting. You don't want to see the same team winning all the time. Every now and then, like I grew up going for Australia all my life, coming up as a kid, because I grew up here. But every now and then, I wanted New Zealand or Great Britain to beat them, just to make it interesting. Because them winning all the time, it just got boring.
Hold on. We've got a mystery caller. Hold on. Hello. We have a mystery caller. Who's this?
What the hell is this Blake doing?
Adam Fanor Blake, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, guys.
What are you doing, mate? You been well?
I've been well, man. Just kicking back in isolation.
Have you got your mask on?
Nah, not in here, cuz. Safe in here.
No gloves? Bro. No masks?
Nah.
John,
where's your mask? Where's your mask?
The kind of mask he wears, he can't put on. From there, when you're hoping the kind of mask he wears.
Mate, you need to put that mask on for your breath, man.
Hey, Adam, we're just talking with Hop about the Tongan boys, and financially, you boys made the plunge. I think that first year you made your New Zealand debut, and you've just gone, I'm playing for Tonga. Is that correct? Or I think you played one season playing New Zealand, and you went to Tonga.
Yeah. Well, I had to experience it first. Go
Yeah.
and see what it was like. But it was funny, because it was only me and Mo left in the New Zealand team. Everyone had already made the change. And I told Mo, I said, Oi, Docs, if you go, tell me we'll go together. And he goes, yeah, sweet. So that week I went to Bali and they announced the teams. And Mo's name was in the Tonga team. And I
shit
texted him.
goes.
I go, fuck, you meant to tell me. And I go, fuck, he goes, fuck, Docs, I forgot to tell you. So I was the only Tongan left in the fucking in the Kiwis team. So fuck, oh well, whatever. And I done it. I stuck solid, stayed in the team. Oh well.
He spent more time with us in the Tongan camp than he did in the New Zealand camp.
Hey, so did you? So you played for New Zealand during the World Cup?
Yeah, I did. Far out.
And then you lost with him, and then you went over to Tonga. That's a shit go.
No, fuck that. I'm Tongan. No way, shit go. No way, shit go.
Mate, look, talking about shit goes. All right, let's talk about shit goes here. I was just talking to John about this.
Yeah.
He was explaining what you guys get paid per game, right?
Yep.
You're the most exciting team in World Rugby League by a mile. My whole family. If Tonga's playing, everyone's sitting at home and watching. All right. Basically, everyone knows exactly the same. We're talking about shit goes. You guys are worth more than what you're getting paid. How do we change that? Do you think, like, is it fair that, like the Australians and the New Zealanders are getting 20 grand a game or 30 grand a game, what the fuck they're getting, and you guys are on, if you're lucky, 5 grand in the fucking game, but you get the same ratings, if not more.
Yeah, it's something like that. I don't know, like it's all politicians, man. Like everyone in the NRL board and NRL like headquarters is all Australian, or not to be racist or anything in that. So it's a more appealing to them. They want to watch that game. You know what I mean? If it was full of Islanders, it would be opposite. You know what I mean? All of the head office and that would want to pay our games and want to air our games and take our games to different like states and stuff like that. But it is what it is, man. Like we're not in it for the money at the end of the day. We're in it for the rep. You know what I mean? And our last game proved it. You know what I mean? We played for next to nothing, and I think the Australians might have taken a pay cut too. Credit to them and thank you to them. But like we played for next to nothing, and we've been doing it for years. And all we wanted to do was sort of see where we are in the rankings of things. And the last game to knock off Australia just showed like if everyone went back and played for their own country, it would be a big mix up. You never know. You know what I mean? Like you got Samoans, you got Fijians and all that playing for Australia. Yeah. Just imagine if they all went back and played for their own country. If they had a World Cup like that, we had to play for your own country or like what nationality you are. Man, it would be a big mix-up.
And they if everyone got paid the same, they might actually do that. And a lot of these guys...
Exactly.
Yeah, so imagine like a Josh Papali playing for Samoa or, like back in the day, Minicello playing for Italy. It'd make a huge difference. It'd be massive.
Yeah, and that's what it is. That's what it is. And it's not their fault, you know what I mean? Like they want to play for Australia to get a head start and like how it is now. Houses are going up through the roofs, everything costs how much.
Oh, come on, bro. You're on that much money, you could buy 2 houses a week the way you're going.
Nah. But like,
I think it is because the NRL run the game.
Yeah,
they pretty much run the game. And NRL is an Australian brand, so for sure they're gonna
prioritize Australia.
But for years, the NRL was paying for New Zealand too, the same amount of money. And that's what our argument was: how can you be paying New Zealand the same, but you don't pay us? Why don't you pay us the same? So now I think they've stopped paying New Zealand, which I think is right. But I understand why they're paying Australia because it's their game, it's their sport, so they can do it.
Yeah.
They said to us, it should be our government's job. They don't own Tonga, so Tonga should be being paid from Tonga, not from the NRL. And that's what their argument was. But you pay for New Zealand. They went, yeah, but that's different. There's no difference. We're the same as New Zealand.
So, Adam, you've come over from New Zealand. You're playing for for Tonga now, right?
Yeah.
What, mate? What's going on? Like, I haven't got to this with Hop yet, but it would be better to hear from a player's perspective. What have they done? I see the videos and I can't stop fucking laughing, right? But what culture's been created, and what have they done to actually create that culture? Because mate, it's like when you're a young lad, right?
Yeah.
Me and you know each other for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got each other's back. If something goes wrong, it's your crew. You got each other's back. And with a crew like that, you're untouchable, right?
Yeah.
It seems like Hop and Christian and whoever else is there has created that same mentality, or that same culture. What do they say to you guys? What is it?
Well, that's what it is. Like, you've got a number of players like Sika Manu. You had Man Mao, like who else? You had like Felice Kafusi, all these big name players now that were in not last year's World Cup, the last World Cup, sorry, the World Cup before that. They were all 3 to a room. You pay for you get your own wages and that. So you go through the struggle together. So you know what I mean. So like, and when you go through the struggle together, like you know what I mean. Like it's more joyful to come out the other end together with the same bunch of boys. The boys that are stuck rock solid. I think I think that's what showed like last year when all that shit was happening with the coaching and that. Well, Wolfie's been there since day one. You know what I mean, and he never asked for $1 back, and he never asked. Like he never pocketed money or whatever. He wanted what was good for the players and what was best for the players. And like players before me would tell you the same thing. Like everyone has the utmost respect for Wolfie because he just does it. He just does it for the love. Like he loves the boys and and Hoppa says sort of says the same thing. Like we all got sort of same sense of humor, same sort of upbringing. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah,
once you're in, like you're a brother. So,
as you said,
hey?
as you said, Fids, you're Turk. When you bleed, you're Turk.
Yeah,
and it's just like us. I played for Australia and I loved it. But
yeah.
it's not the same. It's not the same when you play for your own country. This is your heritage. This is what makes your family happy. All your family's Tongan. So that's who you want to play for. That's who you want to die for. Yeah, nothing against Australia. No, I loved my time playing for Australia, but like some of these kids when they played for Australia, the parents were happy, but when they said they played for Tonga, the parents started crying because that's our heritage, that's where we're from, and that's why the boys have stuck together as well, and just from our culture, being together. It's not so much what Wolfie's created a lot of it, but the boys is our bloodline, and that's why we want to play. We want to play for our family. And that's the main reason why the boys keep coming back.
You can see that, bro. Like against Australia, I swear, 20 minutes in, I go, these guys are fucking gone. Fucking gone. I'm being honest. They're gone. They're finished. This was they haven't prepared. They're fucking lazy. I bet you this. Mate, you're fucking stuck in there. Come second half, you put these cunts to the sword. And you can't just do that. You can't just do that. It has to be something more than physical ability. It's in the head. It's in your heart.
And that's what it is. Like I said before, like we all struggled together, through all of that. You know what I mean? So when you look left and right, and you know that like the person next to you struggled the same as you, you don't you don't want to let that person down. He doesn't want to let you down. Like you know what I mean? You got people singing in the crowd. You don't want to let them down. You got your family that's at home riding the wave with you. You don't want to let them down. You know what I mean? You got a whole country that's on pause watching the TV. You don't want to let these fellas down. And the same as Australia, But like it just means that a little bit more extra. Like I feel like for Islanders because we don't come from much. Little things like that when we when like little victories like that, man, they gave us a public holiday. You know what I mean? Like if when Australia beat us, it's just like it's something in the news. Oh, yeah, Australia played this, and like the let's just say like who was it? Lechua Mitchell was the gun of the game. You know what I mean? But when we win, the government pays for all of us and our families to go to Tonga and have a holiday, and they parade about it. You know what I mean? Because it's such a big thing over there, and it's like, but like whereas over here, you win a game, you just win a game. You know what I mean?
It's just another game. That's right.
It's just newspaper. It's just.
But when they lost, it wasn't just another game. They were heads rolling.
Yeah, there was because there was a lot of things. Like Andrew Johns came out the week before saying they'll beat us 20 plus, and then after the game, he's saying that they didn't play for their jersey. Well, I felt like not disrespected, but like. It's not like they didn't play for, so like that's sort of taking credit away from us. Like, well, didn't we not play good, or did they?
No, but you just said it, bro. You guys played for your jersey, you played for your blood, and this is a lesson for everyone else that doesn't do that. If you culture is so important in any team, in any sport. You guys, you got to create a culture where you guys are going to die for each other, and it's obvious. The Tongan team has got that, mate. It's fucking so good to watch. And honestly, they should be giving you guys 6 tests a year against every great team because it's more fun to watch and more emotion involved, mate, including the fucking crowd. All right, the crowd's just as bad as you guys.
Yeah, that's the thing.
You want rugby league to grow in the world scene? Go take a game to fucking LA where there's about 50,000 Tongans and play a game in LA against Samoa. But half of you guys have got criminal records. You won't be able to get in.
I'll be supporting. I'll support them. Nah, but yeah, man. But that's what it is. That's all it is, man. Like it's a cultural thing. Like you know. If me and John and you, like we're all sort of same. If we're all walking in the street and we see someone fall over, we all start pissing ourselves. You know what I mean? Because we're just brought up that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's the type of mindset everyone has. Like everyone that's in the team has the same mindset. And
hey, Grandpa's about to fall asleep. Look at him. He's about to fall asleep. Hey, wait, before I say goodbye to you, Adam, mate. There's so John's official duty is the bodyguard of the team, right? Tell us a little bodyguard story about John and what's the nickname you give him?
Oh, okay. So one night, I think we just, it was just a training week. We just had a training week, and at the end of the week, this is before last time we played Australia, and they gave us a hoarding, and John was designated security guard to come out with us, and this I don't even know this Islander fella came in and. I don't know, he started to try to be a tough guy. And John came and grabbed him from the back, and then John froze. Didn't know what to do. So me and Joe ran over and grabbed him, and then ever since then we called John the Freezer.
Hey, leave the old fella alone, mate. He had his days. In the old day, you would have cleaned him up for sure.
I'll clean all of them, mate. I'll still clean this break up.
No, you wouldn't, mate.
You only live 2 minutes away.
Don't worry, mate. Call you the freezer, call you the glass, everything, mate. You got
leave him alone. He's a man. Fuck out of God. And thanks for dropping in, bro. I'll talk to you end of the week, yeah? We'll get some good insight with what you're doing end of the week.
No worries.
Thanks for the insight, brother. You're a legend. Speak to you soon, brother.
Boys. Take care,
all right, mate. Speak to you soon. Bye. Bye, mate. Oh, sorry, mate. That was a bit of a setup. Adam's a good boy. I'm very happy he's with you guys, mate. He went wayward for a bit there, and he's obviously picked his head up a lot.
Yes. He was a bit of a troubled kid. Coming up at it, he was in a bit of trouble, and he's a bit like my son Jamil.
Yeah,
but it was just good they found their way, and would have been a waste if they both got locked up and wasted their talents away. Because Adam, he was on that way to going to be.
Mate, I know firsthand how close he was. And I'll go into that at the end of the week with him. We'll talk about that in some detail. But mate, last question regarding Tonga. All right, this is a pretty serious one. Izzy Folau, right?
Yeah.
Now, I don't give a fuck what anyone's opinion is in the sense of what your political or your religious beliefs are, right? None of my fucking business. I'm a Muslim. I drink. I'm having a fucking Scotch and Coke right now. religion's taught in different ways. Obviously, the Tongan church is different to a Samoan church, and it's different to a Russian Orthodox church, and you've got different beliefs, right? Everyone's got to kind of respect. Now, I don't like what Izzy did, like social media, putting that shit on. But I do believe he's got the right to his opinion, right?
100%.
I think it was a bit of a kick in the face to rugby union. Maybe he wanted to do that. I'm not sure. He could have been better about it, but he has got the right to say what he wants and to think what he wants, right? Now, the Tongans are a lot more vocal in support towards this, and not just because he's a Tongan, right? But the Tongans are kind of got the same religious beliefs, and this is not. I've got a lot of friends that are homosexual. I don't give a flying fuck who you root, how you root them. None of my fucking business what happens behind those doors because, mate, everyone's a little freaky deaky in their time, and what they do behind their own fucking doors, none of our business. We look at ourselves and we worry about ourselves, mate. The big question here is all the shit that's happened, and obviously he's got a lot of support from the Tongan community. And mate, I'm not going to mention any names here, but so much from the older community that a couple of boys have left Australian rugby to play overseas because they don't like the way he was treated. Some fucking good players too. Probably one of the best forwards going around at the moment, left unofficially, has not gone out there and said it, but from good sources that he left because of the way RA or Rugby Australia treated fucking Izzy Folua. Again, I am on Rugby Australia's side. It seems like he tried to fuck them over. It wasn't about what he believes. It was just the way he did it was disrespectful to the league, in my opinion. But the question now is, he's playing for Catalans in England, or in France, playing the English league. Mate, we've got the 2023 World Cup coming up. Is Izzy Folua going to play for Tonga?
Yeah, if he's playing good enough, he will come into the team. But he's not going to just walk straight into the team we've just come off an Australian win. And so these guys that have stuck strong by us in the last couple of years will get first opportunity. And if someone gets injured or then Israel's playing too good where you have to pick him, then yes, he's going to get picked. But in saying that, he has to beat these other guys that have been there before him and have stuck their necks out for Tonga and said no to New Zealand and Australia. But we're not going to say no to him.
So the Australian Rugby League stance about him playing NRL does not apply at all to the Tongan Rugby League. There's no way that Australian or International Rugby League can get involved in him playing?
No.
Not at all, right?
No. Well, it comes down to the international game, the IRL. And they said he's allowed to play. So if he's allowed to play, have you guys made contact with him and his dad or with his agent? Or I'm not even sure who represents him anymore. No, the coach, I think the Tongan Christian Wolf has made contact with him and let him know that if he's playing good enough, he will be in our team. And we got nothing against Izzy. Everyone has their own beliefs. I'm the same as I just think he did it the wrong way. I've got a lot of gay family and gay friends. I don't give a crap, which way you bet.
Yeah. You're a bit wild in your day, weren't you?
As long as the wig doesn't move, it's sweet. As soon as that wig moves, you're like, hey,
oh no! Oh shit! Yeah, so he will be welcomed into the Tongan team if, again, it's all about form. But let's be fucking honest here. Izzy can fucking play.
100%.
But you are a team full of he might slot into your 5'8". Looks at the moment he's a little weak in the halves. Like your halves is where you got to work it a bit.
Yeah, but we've been working that area for forever.
Lola here needs to, mate. All he has to do is go to a black and boxing camp for about 6 weeks and get fit. Because if he gets fit, he's a gun. When he's on, he's fucking on.
He's on
against Australia. He was fucking on.
When he did that Australia game, that's the first time he'd come into camp like he was in form, like he was playing great.
He was your best player that game. He was a fucking freak. He was a great player that game. Best I've ever seen him play. It was awesome. Mate, got some viewer questions. We got one from a mate of mine, Dave Veyer. Dave Veyer is the captain of Randwick Rugby first grade. All right, very good player. He's a real good kid as well. He said to ask you, besides yourself, why does he think the Tongan side went so well? And how does he envision World Rugby League domination amongst all the shenanigans that have been going on with your cousin George and all that other stuff?
Yeah, well, I think one of the reasons why we won was because of all this in-house fighting, was to sort of, show that we won without them. We didn't need them, and we still won. And no one wanted to play for them. And with George, I don't know why George now are still fighting for their position, because if they're still in, no one's going to play for them. No one likes him. No one wants anything to do with him. And I'd really love to slap George. I've known George for years. He was a manager for Burwood Rugby when the Willie O Cup Tongan tournament in Sydney. And I'd love to really slap George. And I nearly slapped him with the even that saved George last year in Tonga we're at the Palace. And he turned up with his board. And I went up to him and said, "What the hell are you doing, you fat shit?" And he goes, "Yeah, it's pissed off." So I kneed him straight in the nuts.
Yes.
And then one of these board members rang and got the soldiers, and 3 soldiers come running up. And then when they saw it was me, and they knew I was part of the Tongan team, they left it alone and walked away. And I said, "George, they need to save me. We're at the Palace. So I'll beat the shit out of you. I'm going to wait for you after here. I'm going to follow you home." George didn't go home. He stayed there right to the death.
Is he from Australia or Tonga?
Yeah.
He lives in Australia.
He's from here. He's from here. And I hope if someone's watching knows where George lives, just to give me his address.
Just to say hi. Just send flowers. Send flowers. All right, next question. As far as job satisfaction, this is from Hussein Uzbarak. He used to be a fighter at my gym, or used to come train at the gym. As far as the job satisfaction, did you enjoy boxing or league?
I enjoyed league. Because I grew up with league. I only took up boxing because I didn't want to work. I was lucky enough to win the Australian title. I can't say I loved boxing.
Yeah.
Because you're getting punched in the head. I loved league because I grew up playing it and I loved the league. But I couldn't say I loved boxing, but I'm happy I did it because now I can fight, and now my boys can fight.
You're not bluffing anymore. This is a big boy no more.
Yeah. Now I can actually fight. You're just bluffing my way out of fights all the time.
Next one. All right, so you've already answered this. He's asked who's most talented. You've said Jamil's your most talented out of your kids, but also, which one will be the best role model growing up for the upcoming Polynesian, the general kids coming through the pathways? Who do you think is going to represent that the most? Will seems like he's so switched on. Which one of your children could you see life after footy really guiding these kids to the next level?
Well, Will. He's got a little company out called Will Just Succeed, where they go around to schools and stuff and talk about their life being a footy player. It's not always about just having a dream. It's not about being a footy player, but just having a dream. Because if you have a dream and you put your mind to it, you can make it. Because Will wasn't he wasn't that good coming up as a kid. He sort of just started turning good when he was like 14, 15. But before that, it was just the ants could attack with Will when he ran.
Yeah,
he wasn't that good, but he stuck to it. He loved the game. He stuck to it, and he ended up playing first grade.
What's your youngest son? He chases butterflies. What's his name?
Oh, George.
Yeah, he's going to be the best player you watch.
George still the same. George gets a couple kick in the ass for wasting my time.
All right. Also from Fui Amiatu, what is his most proud moment in his career for league or boxing? And what's your lowest point?
My proudest moment for league is win the grand final. Boxing is win the Australian title. The lowest point in my career would have been when I got kicked out of the game. I wanted to retire on my own terms, not get retired by the NRL, which they did, and even get to do a lap around the grand final day.
You never got the lap?
No.
Come on, we should start a petition so you get the lap.
Yeah, no, they didn't invite me to do a lap.
We'll do it in Tonga. It's all right. We'll do one in Tonga.
So I just go down the field, the local field down in my area, and I did a lap there, and all the kids clapped me going around. So,
well, you got enough family members to fill up the stadium. Hey, all right. What do you? So this is from Danny Rozewski. Last question before I go through the 1 minute wonder. What do you think about the potential Gallen Hunt fight? Who reckon wins and why?
Well, I think Hunt's going to win. Just fight the person he is and the fighter he is. I think he'll have too much experience. Not taking anything away from Gal because he's one tough bastard, and he's not gonna take a backward step. But I just think on the experience, that Mark Hunt will win.
Have you sparred, Mark?
Yeah. When I first started fighting, I had to spar him and Carly Mann. I'd never been so scared in my life. Waiting around all day for that spar that was one of my first spars, was sparring Carly Mann and Mark Hunt.
What a great way to start.
Oh, no. I know. And they actually went light on me and made me get a bit of confidence. But yeah, I think if they come in to bash me, I would have flogged me. That was my introduction to boxing, was them two.
A good way to start, bro. Hey, you can't get no worse. That's how you look at it.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, we've got the 1 minute wonder now. So I ask you a couple of questions. You answer it real quick. First thing that comes to your mind, okay? Be honest. The best player you've ever played rugby league alongside?
Steve Menzies.
Steve Menzies, the Beaver. Best player you've played against?
Andrew Johns.
Everyone says that, eh? The toughest player you've ever played with or against?
Jeff Tuvey.
Oh, yeah, I've had that before too. The grubbiest player you've played against, not including yourself.
Grubbiest player.
Who's a fucking Wayne Bartram? Oh, yeah, all right. One regret about your footy career, I'd say it's your retirement. Yeah.
Yeah, getting retired. I didn't want to retire. I got retired without my doing.
Toughest bloke you've ever fought?
Toughest bloke I ever fought? I'm either winning or getting knocked out, so I'd have to say Big Bob.
Big Bob?
Yeah, Big Bob. He just didn't go away. I hit him with some bombs and he just wouldn't go.
Yeah, mate. Again, we talk about if you looked after a little better. Imagine Bob had the best team behind him from day one. He could have been anything. Could have been our first proper champion, yeah?
Right, yeah, but he fought some real good fighters too. And yeah, he was at the end of his career, and I was just starting, and I was hitting him with bombs and big. He just wouldn't go. He's one tough bastard and a champion bloke to go with it.
Yeah, he's a great bloke. Great bloke. 30th fighter you've ever fought?
30th fighter? Oh, I don't know. I haven't fought anyone as dirty as
No.
No.
A lot of people would probably answer you to all these questions anyway. Who do you reckon is the best boxer in the game today? Australia or the world? Who do you reckon? Do you follow it much?
Not really.
No?
I follow more UFC than the boxing, but
tell me who's your favourite. Who do you reckon is your favourite, the best UFC fighter right now, overall, pound for pound?
John James.
Yeah, I'm with you, mate. I'm with you. Who's the most?
I have to say the best boxer now, apart from Mayweather, because I'd say Tyson Fury. I wasn't a big fan of Tyson, but after he finally gave all his pay packet to the poor, and just the things he does, I love the bloke.
He's the next Muhammad Ali. Well, if he cleans out the division, he could be Muhammad Ali. That bloke, I'm telling you, he's a great bloke.
And he can't box.
Fucking can fight, yeah. Fucking can fight. Most overrated fighter, so boxer or MMA. Who do you reckon just gets so much fucking hype, but they're not worth it?
Oh, she's not fighting for, but I thought Ronda Rousey. She when she came in and she was winning all these fights the first round, then she got beaten once, and that was the end of it.
Yeah.
I thought she was a bit overrated. She couldn't box, but she was just got on the ground. She was too good.
Yeah, but she's a great pioneer of the game, and she did she changed women's sports worldwide, not just MMA, worldwide sport. You've got daughters, I've got daughters. She's changed sports for women worldwide. It makes us proud for our kids to grow up. We look forward to it. Yeah.
Like that, it was beautiful.
Who wins, Horn or Zoo?
I'd have to say Zoo, only because I've known the kid since he was a kid because I was training at Costa Zoo's gym,
Yep.
And I was good, got on good with the dad, and I used to see young Zoo running around as a baby, and now he was up there. So I can't knock back against him because, you know, I used to train with his dad. And
He's crisp as shit too. He's a great little fighter. He's on the way up.
Yeah.
Well, obviously Tyson Fury, AJ.
Tyson.
Say?
I love AJ, but I'll have to say Tyson now.
All right, last question. Who wins, striker or takedown?
What, sorry?
Striker or takedown? Who's going to win the fight?
Takedown.
Oh, you're a fucking spastic. Seriously, you're a boxer. You should say striker.
Well, I do, but then if I get you on the ground...
Don't fucking let him get there. Just punch him.
These guys do both. I do a lot of jiu-jitsu now.
Yeah.
And, yeah, just the little things that you can tap a guy out just from nothing.
Last question. Who taps out who? You or Jimmy Dimmick?
Oh, I'd have to say me now.
Yeah, Jimmy's fucking shit.
Yeah, he's too old now. But back in the day, Jimmy would eat me up any day.
Yeah, because you didn't know what you're doing. Now you know it. He's got nothing. All right, John, mate, Hop, thanks for fucking coming on the lockdown. You're a legend. Mate, I wish you all the best. I'll have you on again soon because there's plenty of stuff I can ask you. And I'm sure you're going to make a couple of celebrity calls the next couple of weeks. Just pop in and start teasing people.
Yeah, 100%.
And I wish you all the best with Tonga, bro, especially, and your kids, man. Like, doing a great job, brother. I'm very happy to see where you're at right now and how your kids are getting places. I'm a parent. I understand that without a family, without that support from your parents, you'd never be there. And every kid you've made is a superstar and doing well for themselves, not just on the field, but off the field as well. So be proud of yourself, brother. No matter what anyone says, you're a fucking ripper bloke. And keep that going. And, mate.
Before I go, mate, I just want to, for people out there that know what this guy does for girls rugby is unbelievable. The amount of girls, because I help a lot of girls sports, and the amount of girls that come up to me and say how much they love Fidz for the amount of work that he puts into him. The amount of work that Fidz puts into girls rugby is the only kind of work that you would do for your own kids. He does it, and Australian rugby should be taking him somewhere because the amount of work that he does and the girls and the parents that love this bloke is unbelievable. So
I'll pay for my own trip because they got no money, but I'll pay for my own trip.
You pay for mine.
Cheers up. I'll catch up soon, brother. Great talking to you.
Love you, mate.
Thanks, man. Love you, brother. See you, brother. Bye-bye.